What's the buzz? This is Zeetabeetle, and welcome back to TGIF. In this episode, I'm going to be going for the impressive feats that I did on the ground. But there is one exception to the rule. A very brief exception, but an exception nonetheless. Well, let's get to it. I believe I will start with the least impressive of all of them. My highest kill record in Team Rumble. Yes, you heard me right, it's Team Rumble. The round where you have endless lives until a certain elimination goal is met. And that elimination goal shrinks the less people there are. So, if it remained full, which is normally not that common, you would stay at about 125, 150. But it has been as low as 75 before, I think. And maybe even lower than that, but still, the fact of the matter is, until you reach the wildly varying kill goal, you can respawn however much you want. And in this particular round, I believe I got about 16 kills. Not very spectacular due to the fact that I am doing this in a round where you can basically respawn infinitely, but at the time, it was my highest kill record up until, well, it may still be my kill record to this day, but unfortunately during the score war, you will see that Jester has already surpassed it. I believe he bragged that he had gotten at or above 20 kills. So that's really how easy this is, to be honest with you. I mean, with you having nearly infinite respawning, there's really not much to brag about when it comes to Team Rumble kills. It's just basically, meh. It's another bit of Minecraft. You can essentially just kill them and come back unless you're in a round of the survival games or something like that. There we go. Got that done. Alrighty. Dare I say, at this moment, I may have kills in the double digits. Again, my screen is really small, so sticker and text overlay, do your job. If you don't know what I'm talking about, after editing a voice clip, I put in a text and sticker overlay that told me exactly what I needed to know, that told the audience exactly what they needed to know, even though there was a people remaining thing that was still clearly visible. The sticker did not even remotely block it at all, and yet the text and sticker overlay was put there just to show you that after the fact I paid attention to what was going on, and I corrected past me that did the audio for the clip. Okay, now that that's all out of the way, let's go on ahead and talk about what we see instead of about the text and sticker overlay like we've been doing for the past little bit. Got that, girl? when you use the default skin, you really don't have any control over what you look like. Unless you use specific ones like Jonesy the First and people like that. Unless you use them, you have no control over what you look like when you have a default skin on. And the reason they put those new ones out, like Jonesy the First and all that, is due to the fact that during Chapter 2 Season 1, they changed what the defaults look like, but the people preferred the original defaults over the new ones. So they decided to re-add the original defaults as their own separate skins. That's a pretty good strategy, to be honest with you. It actually would help them to garner some cash. But I digress. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? The next life, I guess. Sorry about that. Okay. Winter is hard on us, sometimes. That's for sure. Alright. And here's my least impressive moment. I was trying to shoot down my own comrade because I did not see the white arrow above his head. But that's the round complete, and we're moving on. While this is in a normal round, this is still sadly the second least impressive feat on the episode. This happens to be the closest I ever came to a victory while still sustaining a loss. That's right, I managed to lose in this one while getting my opponent pretty near dead. Anyway, I'm searching the supply drop here, and I am grabbing the pump shotgun, replacing my tactical shotgun. The purple and up pumps are the only ones that I really deem worth it over the tactical shotguns, because the purple pump is the perfect ambush weapon. Same for the gold. It starts really getting good at blue, but gray and green are the ones that really deserve the most disrespect, because they have the least amount of power of any of the pumps, and that, coupled with their slowest molasses firing rate, makes this a pretty bad gun and in gray and below, or green and below. It starts getting really good at blue. That's all I have to say on the matter. Anyway, let's focus on what we are seeing instead of the ranking system of the shotguns. Because here, we're about to get into our first combat scene. And the exception to the rule that I was telling you guys about earlier. This guy landed in his Choppa, and I start pelting him with a burst assault rifle. I keep doing so while he pulls out a pistol, and then I close in and deal the finishing blow with the spaz, the pump shotgun. Then I hijack said helicopter and people start pounding that as I am leaving for an area above the storm where I can use my medkit and my shield potions in peace. This seems to be pretty close to what would in the future be Coral Castle. But for the moment, it's just basically whatever it was in Chapter 2, Season 2. So I basically apply the medkit fully, and the Choppa is just almost touching the ground at that point. Then I decide to go above this river, sea, something. And then I start drinking my shield potions. And it'll be after this that I decide to sabotage anyone else's attempts at using this Choppa to escape the storm or do something else. Because I love to be cheesy with the Choppa at times. I crash it into structures and opponents. I don't want people doing that to me. So I just did myself a favor and blew that Choppa sky high, sabotaging any attempts at getting at people you getting into it and causing mayhem. And now we have a little bit of a waiting game, I suppose. So alright, I may just end my commentary here for now and kind of crop this out. Alrighty, and we're back. Now, we are making our way to the place of the final showdown. And this is going to be one of the most intense battles I have ever waged against somebody. I don't have any live commentary on this, unfortunately, due to the fact that it took me a majority of the Fortnite career to actually realize that I could record a microphone audio the whole time. I just needed to turn the option on in the share menu. And now that I know that, I can better do live commentary on Fortnite and give you guys something to look forward to. And not just in Fortnite, but in every series. Minecraft, Fortnite, Mega Man X Legacy Collection, Spyro the Reignited Trilogy, Shovel Knight, Injustice, even Lego DC Supervillains I could do it in. And that's my favorite Lego game on the topic of the character development, the character customization that I have ever played. I mean, the process is so smooth, and you can literally choose what powers your superhero or supervillain has. Like, the first one, you cannot choose whether they are a villain or a hero until right at the end of the game. But the rest of them can have theirs picked upon their creation. Like, I have made more than a few heroes and villains in that game. The only thing that you can unfortunately not change is the backstory of the heroes and villains. So, and since the game is called Lego DC Super Villains, most of the time the backstories say that they are in fact a villain, despite the fact that I peg them down as a hero. Anyway, I am going over here, and it seems like I am finally meeting up with my opponent in the final battle. So, I can now discuss with you about that. I jump down here and basically build around me, and I pretty much watch every single wall for signs that the opponent is trying to come in, and I get said signs when they jump down, and I try to rush them with the spaz. Unfortunately, they pretty much build to block me off, and I build a little bit higher and just simply try my hardest to survive this round. Little did I know that that wall was there, or else I would be able to build the wall like I was thinking. Eventually, this guy comes up with a really smart tactic, but it never really works because they can't hit with the heavy sniper. So, even though they were actually going for a really smart tactic, if they can't hit me, I've rendered that useless on several occasions. So, with that out of the way, I'm pretty well safe. I'm pretty well safe from being instantly headshot and killed by that sniper shot. Because they never hit. Ever. It takes until they actually stop using that tactic to actually put me down. But here we are doing a little back and forth thing on building. I'm trying to take his floor, and I build a wall there, and I should have used that opportunity exactly to take the floor. However, I did not think about that, and thus I just kept trying to take his wall, and basically okay. And then we go into another part where we do the the wall taking, and when that fails, I just basically try and shoot through with the burst assault rifle, and there he goes again with the rocket and sniper combo, still managing to miss. If at any point he hit me, that would have been game. That would have easily taken me out, because he started that tactic from above, which would have easily scored a headshot. That's why high ground is so important in Fortnite, because headshots deal so much damage. The one who gets the high ground gets the easiest time getting that headshot. Unfortunately, this guy doesn't really have the accuracy to use his high ground that much, because I have never taken a hit yet in this entire round, in this entire fight. But that is soon going to change, because unfortunately, as I've said, this is the closest I've come to winning without actually winning. So I put in a cone to try and keep myself from being sniped, even though I've never been in this entire thing. But I still knew that the possibility was still there. Body shots take over 100, so 2 body shots would have been enough to take me down. And he has made more than a few attempts to do that. But as you can see, I dropped him down to, I believe, 33. Help me out here, Mr. Text and sticker overlay. And that's just about all I managed to accomplish in this round. See why I consider this the second least, and this is pretty much the crowning jewel of my, foot soldier, impressive feats, and, quite possibly my, most impressive feat of all time. This is my 8 snipe game. Yes, I managed to get 8 snipes, which to the average player isn't so impressive because they could probably snipe people in their sleep. But the thing you should know about me is I am normally horrible at sniping. Something that this round will not be displaying very well. So I came into this round with my mission in mind and everything. I was going to pick up a sniper rifle, and I was going to deal the 300 damage that the challenge entailed. What I didn't know, however, is that I was going to do far, far more, and I was going to impress myself beyond anything that I have ever done in Fortnite before or since. I mean, I think since. Don't get me wrong, I might have done something even more impressive later on down the line. But for now, at least, at that point, this was the most impressive I have ever done with a sniper rifle. Period. The end of story. And the fact that this happens to be in a Team Rumble match, this was exactly the reason why the first one that I ever showed was the least impressive. Because bear in mind, you still have unlimited respawns until the score goal is met, and the elimination goal is met. However, the thing that makes this the most impressive is that even in Team Rumble, I have never gotten 8 snipes before. Ever. Period. The end. That, my friends, is why this is the most impressive, despite being in the round that made the last one, the first one that I showed, the least impressive. So, it's kind of weird, you know. Like, I am well aware that I am being a hypocrite when it comes to Team Rumble, because I put out both my least impressive and most impressive rounds in Team Rumble. But like I'm saying now, like I've said before, I have never, ever gotten this many snipes in Team Rumble before, in any mode before. Yes, I do realize that it's easy. Yes, I do realize that there are infinite lives. But for me, sniping is ridiculously hard. You have a lot of setup to do. And this round is going to be, well, I believe they are all hard scopes. I was about to say that they may be quick scopes. None of these will be no scopes, however, because I am not that skilled, actually. But, yeah. It's taking me a while to actually get into the, sniping, but, trust me when I say it will happen soon, I promise. It will happen soon. Anyway, let's get up here and get to gliding to the to the mountain in which the sniping shall commence. And I think, dare I say, that I managed to do my first snipe first try. So that's even more outstanding. Alright, let's see how much it takes. Let's see how much it really takes for me to actually get this snipe. Alright, so I'm following this guy, and soon as he stops, yep, that was a first try snipe, and I was clearly overjoyed. I basically jumped back and forth and said, "Oh my gosh, I actually hit that! Oh my gosh! How?" But then I missed that snipe, but there'll be more coming soon that I actually hit. Don't you worry about that. After all, I get a total of 8. And I split this apart because at the time I had completed the challenge and essentially just thought, meh, I got lucky thrice. It's not gonna happen that many more times. But how wrong I was. There's my second snipe. That one was less of a hard scope and a little bit more of a quick scope. Still yet, this is only my second snipe out of 8. I actually managed to get a 9 snipe game out of this, if I remember right. However, I only show off 8. Which is rather unfortunate because one more would have made it really impressive, to be honest with you. But I get taken out by that guy before I make my next snipe, and I'm gonna go on ahead and go on with the next round. Or rather, the next part of this round. And I think that's another quickscope. As I've mentioned in the previous clip, this round was split in 2 due to the fact that I had actually managed the challenge. Here I managed 2 snipes in the space of a little bit, and that one snipe was a quickscope, as was that one. So much for most of them being hard scopes. There is one snipe that I will warn you about that is a little bit cheap and not as impressive as the rest of the snipes, I will have to say that. But still, the rest of the snipes are pretty impressive for my normal record with the sniper rifle. And bear in mind, this was before I managed to get OEC fiber. So, all things considered, this should not have been able to happen. Because my old internet provider, Windstream, it was not the smoothest. I know that in urban areas, like closer to the city, Windstream is actually a decent provider. But out here in the boonies, where it's still a copper-fed line, Windstream is not that great. OEC Fiber has it effortlessly beat, and this is the cheap kill. That guy was lagging, he was basically a sitting duck, so there was absolutely no way for that to be impressive. Like, still yet, though, the fact that I managed to a 8 snipe game, or a 9 snipe game to begin with, is very, very, very amazing. I just didn't get the last snipe recorded onto a clip. Alright, I got that taken care of. it won't be too much longer before I get my 8th and final snipe that I show off here. But still, this holds the record of my most impressive play to date. If I get something else in the scoreboard that's even more impressive, then I'll name that off as my most impressive record to date. But at this very moment, this stands tall as my most impressive sniping record I have ever put out. Period. Alrighty. So, I'm just basically looking for somebody to snipe. And once I get my 8th and final snipe, that happens to be the end of the clip. And that happens to be it right there. Alrighty, and it looks like we have come to the end of another episode. In the next one, we will be participating in what is known as the Score War. Basically, I, Jester, and Vaxi will all be doing this thing in 3 separate videos, or 3 separate series, and we will take it from there. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Until then, adios amigos.